Welcome back to the Bad Blood podcast. Just a quick recap of Saturday night's boxing at the Utility Arena. What else can we say? It took Matty, bless him, he's been through a lot of things this past couple of weeks, so thought I would take his mind off, take him to the boxing. Landed at the arena. Didn't find out until after all the shenanigans that they had changed security firms, so all the security checks was quadruple fold from the last time we were there, working on Lewis Ritson versus Dejan Slatakanen card. Bit of a nightmare at the start, but we eventually got the place. Must admit, it was set out better than it was the last time we were there. We're more closer to the ring. Pretty disappointed in the turnout. I know the promotion, well, I'm not going to say a promotion because, Phil Jeffries tried his best, bless him. I believe no major promoter wanted to pick this card up. Lewis Ritson versus O'Hara Davis. The undercard was really good as well. Ben Reese getting his first win after not so much a controversial stoppage, but in his first fight, like a no contest because of the colour of his eye. But he came out all guns blazing. He was absolutely fantastic on Saturday. He really set out about his business straight away. Ewan McKenzie, absolute fantastic performance. I believe he moves to 7 or 8-0. Really good southpaw boxer. Looking forward to seeing what he can do in the future, in the next couple of years. But the main takeaway, Stephen Cairns, good performance as well. I believe that was Dave Caldwell's fighter. Really good. He brought some good crowd with him as well, bless him. It's just a shame about the actual turnout itself, but we'll hit more on that later on in the video. He brought a contingent over. Also Lee McGregor, he brought they made the night. They were very vocal from the outlet, from the very start. I believe he was moving up. He got the rounds in. Needed to get the rounds in. But yeah, it was a good performance. Him and Ben Davison, I believe, will go quite far. He was a good, tidy boxer. Main takeaway from the actual card is Obatek Klomatov. Different specimen altogether. I mean, Tommy, he just showed how much character, how courageous he was from getting up from that first knockdown, because it was a heavy knockdown. And you know what? Credit to Tommy, he came back and landed some beautiful shots himself. But Klomatov was just a different class. He was, in my view, just waiting for Tommy to get his shots off and then time him with a big one. Maybe it's a big 2, 3 at most. He wasn't wasting any energy, that's for sure. I believe he could have went the full 12 quite handsomely. Hell of a fighter. Absolutely meant business from the moment he arrived at the arena. Me and Matty ended up going out the arena, and the Klomatov team were just arriving. Asked for a picture with him, got the picture. Team was really nice. But Klomatov meant business. Like, no smirk, no grin, no nothing. Just absolutely meant business from the moment he arrived at that arena. He's a fantastic fighter, and him and Mauricio Lara is going to be an absolute mouth-watering clash. If that gets made, it is going to be a fantastic fight. Tommy can come back from this. He showed a lot of heart, a lot of character, and he was outboxing Klomatov in points of the fight. I mean, I know that might sound stupid considering he stopped Tommy, but Tommy really did show his class in there. But with it being his first legitimate test, I would say, yeah, he did really well. He did really well. All credit of him. Lewis Ritson, very unfortunate lose. I had Ritson to KO Davies, but it happened in the reverse way. Beautiful body shot. Yeah, I believe Lewis has had a lot of pressure on his shoulders this last 2-3 years, maybe even more. He's been the torchbearer for Northeast boxing. He's had the pressure selling the arenas out. World class opposition, European competition. Yeah, he's been really a stalwart for Northeast boxing, and I hope he takes a little time away from the sport, because I would like to see him regroup, but I think I've seen something on his Instagram saying he's still going to continue, but with like lesser pressure fights, as in arena fights, not having the pressure to sell thousands of tickets. Do you know what I mean? Maybe he's going on the road might be good for him. Do you know what I mean? I know. So it's hard to say where he goes from here, but I'm pretty sure him and his team will have a route to where they want to go, and yeah, let's hope it does make a valiant comeback. Do you know what I mean? Because he deserves it for what he's put into the sport. He deserves to reap some rewards now. Do you know what I mean? He really does. The turnout itself, I don't want to be too critical, because Phil Jeffries has done a lot for Northeast boxing, and without him, we wouldn't have had some of the nights we've had, and that's a fact. But it was pretty disappointing. No sponsors on the ring canvases, on the ring post, sorry, neither on the canvas. Yeah, it was just a bitterly disappointing turnout, to be fair. I did see an interview with Jafar before the actual show. I believe it was done at the weigh-in, or could have been done at the press conference, that he was actually he's having this one show at Stadium of Light, and then that's him calling it a day, which is pretty sad to see, because it doesn't leave with any notable like promoters up here, and that's a sorry state for Northeast boxing, because we have some outstanding talent up here. I know we've got Dennis Hobson, who's got like Tommy Hodgson. We've got Joe Laws, but really at the moment on a world title level, it's non-existent. It's probably going to be that way for a couple of years. Yeah, we've got Josh Kelly. We've got some absolute fantastic nights to look forward to with him. We've got the Next Gen show in 2 weeks' time, the same arena, the Utilita. Cyrus Patterson. There's Callum French on there. So wow, it's just littered. We're littered with talent. It's just getting them out there. It's a sorry state for the Northeast at the minute, promotional wise and show wise. The logistics going into running the show, trying to gather sponsorships in the current climate that we're actually in, is not good. It's always hard. Matchmaking, I believe, has become a major problem since COVID. It's not so easy to get opponents from overseas and lock them in, and it's become a sorry state, boxing itself, from what I've witnessed over the last couple of years, more so since COVID. Just doesn't feel the same sport. Which is sad. It's really sad. But hopefully, I'm gonna show you the arena and some of the footage actually in the video. Just gonna splice them together and put it in, wrap it up on the channel. Put a couple of photos in there as well. Met Dave Caldwell, he was an absolutely lovely man. Was talking to Paul Smith, lovely man as well. Just real characters, real people who I've seen on the telly for years and years and years and always wanted to meet. So yeah, it's good to meet those characters, but it puts a bit of a dampener on the sport when you see the arena how it was. I mean, look at the Floyd Mayweather Aaron Chalmers fight card as well. That was diabolical, to say the least, too. And you had the Misfits card, I believe, which was on Saturday, also sold out the whole arena. So I don't know where boxing goes from here. I don't know where we'll start to turn over or how we'll start to try and remold the sport, but the way it's going, it's not good. Usyk Fury, that's still not signed. The money's just not in that fight either. Anthony Joshua struggling to sell tickets at the O2. Boxing is really in a bit of a state at the minute, and like I say, don't know where we'll go from here. Don't know how we'll start to try and usher the sport in a different direction. I don't know if we've got to start scrapping some of these titles, some of these sanctioning bodies to try and legitimise it, so we'll give the fans what they want, one champion. Do you know what I mean? UFC have got it down to the T, always said that. Yeah, they don't get their money's worth, but the mould of the sport and how they run the company is second to none, really, is it? So yeah, boxing is in a crucial dire state at the moment. So thanks for watching. Hopefully we'll bring you more content in the next week or so, a couple of interviews, but that's pretty much it for now. So yeah, thanks for watching.